everyone, welcome to SIFF Young Artiste, where we nurture the artist in you. My name is Sneha Kapoor, and today I'm going to be walking you through a bunch of very easy basic warm-ups that you can do before you start dancing so that you keep your body safe and loosened up and warm, of course. So starting with our first warm-up. All dancers, I think, should do are your roll downs and your roll ups. So basically, roll down is nothing but you're going to first touch your chin to your chest and your neck is going to roll. Okay? Now, all of us have a spinal cord, and if we've all paid attention in school, we all have multiple vertebrae. Okay? So the idea of a roll down is you want to break each lock at a time. Okay, so from here we're going to go 1, 2. Now when you do this, another self check is don't let your hips fall backwards. Okay, you want to stay here. All of us have a tailbone, so if you take your finger and you touch your bum right here, okay, that's the last part of your spine and it's called our tailbone. You want to kind of roll your tailbone inside so your back becomes completely straight. Okay, so from here we're going down, down, one vertebrae at a time, 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 at a time. And then from here, on your first roll down, you don't want to try and touch the ground. You want to just keep your back relaxed and only go as much as you can. So for example, I'm going to pretend like I can only go this much. I'm going to keep my head hanging downwards and I'm only going to go here. I'm not going to force myself to go here if I can't. So people who can, just leave your back relaxed and go as much as you can and stay there, count for 4 counts. Okay, you'll feel an entire stretch from here, your hamstrings all the way here till your ankles. Okay, from here when you roll up, you want to soften your knees. Okay, now on the way back, don't lift your upper body first. You first want to target your tailbone. Your tailbone goes in and in and in. So you're kind of rolling back up. And the last thing that comes up is your neck. Okay, so really quickly, a roll down looks like this. And a roll up looks like this. Okay, so you really want to go slow. Don't try to do it fast. It's not about if your fingers can touch the ground. You just want to really warm up your spine completely. So go slow and don't forget to take your time. And roll ups and roll downs, you can do, I would say 8 is really good because then your entire body is like really warmed up and you'll start to sweat. Like I'm starting to sweat a little bit. So yeah, so this is a great must-do warm-up for everybody, hands down. We're going to first look at head and neck rotations. So I'm going to turn to the side so you can see it better. We're first going to tilt our head to the right side. As we roll it downwards, you want to try and make sure that your chin is touching your chest, so you really stretch the back of your neck. And you're going to continue that rotation, looking to the left and then looking all the way up. Now when you look up, try and make sure that your chin is facing the ceiling so that you really stretch the front part of your neck. And then you're going to take it back to the right side and you're going to bring it down and come up to center. So that's one whole neck rotation. So it looks like this, starting from the right, going down, left, and up to the right, down and come up in the center. You can do 4 to 8 rotations from this side, and now we're going to reverse it. So you're going to start from your left, take it all the way back to the right, down, left, back, right, down, come up to center. So that's what you can do to warm up your neck. If you feel like you need more than 4-8 rotations, feel free to go for it so that your neck is really loose, because your neck you'll probably use a lot while dancing when you want to look if you want to go down and up while dancing. So you really want to make sure that your neck is warmed up. Okay, so now moving on to our shoulders, because we've just finished warming up our neck. We're going to do a few shoulder rotations. So we're going to pick up our shoulders all the way to our ears. So you look like this. And then you're going to roll them backwards. When you roll them backwards, you'll notice that your back arches a bit. Drop your shoulders all the way down. Roll them forward and pick them up. Now, as you roll them forward and pick them up, you'll notice that your chest curves inwards. So that means you're doing it correctly. And now you're going to go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now we're going to reverse this from the back to the front, going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So make sure that your shoulders are really loosened up and you really touch them to your ears while rolling them back, and touch them again and roll them forward, so you really stretch out this whole area of your body. Now we're going to move on to something fun. We're going to move on to hip rotations. So just a few tips. When I say lock knees, this means that the backs of your knees will be really stretched. So then you know it's locked. When I say bent knees, when you really bend your knees, this is how you look, almost like you're sitting on a chair. Now soft knees is that sweet spot that's in between. So you're not really tight, you're not really bent. Your knees and your kneecaps are just a little soft and loose. Okay, so from here we're going to stand in second position, which is nothing but take your feet slightly apart from each other. Soften your knees. Put your hands on your hips so that you know the only thing that's going to move right now are your hips and your pelvis. You're going to take your hip all the way up to the right side. So try and touch your hip to your shoulder. You'll notice that your t-shirt will crumple on that side. Okay, so really lift it up, take it to the back. Now when you take it to the back, you'll notice that your lower back will arch automatically. Then you're going to repeat that on the left side. Really crunch that left side up and then rotate it forward. When you rotate it forward, what's happening with your pelvis, it's rotating upwards and forward. Okay, so now in a flow, you're going to go right, back, left, center. Right, back, left, center. Don't forget to reverse it. So you'll start center, left, back, side, center, left, back, side, center. So hip rotations as well, you can do 4 to 8 times each side so that you really loosen up your hips. Okay? And then another really important part that you want to warm up and loosen up are your knees. Because if you bust your knee, then you can't bust a move, guys. So, soften your knees again, keeping your feet together. Rest your hands just above your knees. Don't put too much weight on it because then you're just getting lazy. You just want to place them so that you know where your knees are going and you can guide them. You're going to push your knees forward to the side, take it back. Now when you take it back, you just want to not lock your knees, but you want to stretch it upwards, like you really want to pull this muscle upwards, and then you want to take it to the side again. So from the side, it looks like this. Don't put weight, don't be lazy. So rotate, back, rotate, back, rotate. Don't forget to reverse it. So we're going on the other side and back, other side and back. So these again, your knee rotations, you can look at doing it 4 to 8 times on each side so that you really loosen up your knees and your legs also start to warm up a bit. Okay? Now we're going to move on to arm stretches. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at a few arm rotations first before we stretch them out. So you want to keep your hands parallel to the floor. We're going to start from taking it forward, all the way back and bringing it to center. A really quick self-check on this is to make sure you're doing it properly is you don't want the shoulder to open up. You want to keep the shoulder parallel to the center that you've picked while doing it. So your body and your shoulder stays there. Your arm is just going to go one full circle and come back. Then you're going to do the same thing with your left hand. Take it up all the way back, then back to the center. Now after we've gone 4 to 8 times from up to back, we're then going to reverse it from down, take it downwards to the back, bring it up, downwards to the back, bring it up. So you can do this again 4 to 8 times, from down to forward and then from up to forward. Make sure that you don't miss reversing the rotation so that you really loosen it up, loosen your arms up. After you've done this, if you feel like you've stretched a little too much and it's hurting, what you can do is bring your left hand in front of your chest like this. So from the side, you look like this. Take your right hand, put it near your elbow and just pull your arm slightly towards your chest. So you really stretch this part out. You can do the same thing, bringing your right hand forward, hold it with your left hand, bring it close to you and really stretch it out. And if you feel you're still really tight, face your palms forward to your center. Take your right hand, hold the fingers of your left and pull them slightly back so that you really feel a stretch here. So on my right hand, so you can see better, I'm pulling it back. So you really feel a stretch here. Yeah, so that's something you can do for your arms to get all loose and warmed up. Now moving on to our hamstrings, okay, which is this part of your leg. We're going to take a second and sit down on the floor. Okay, I'm just going to get my shoes off so you can see better. Now, first important thing is, if you touch your bum, you'll notice that there are 2 bones right here and those bones are called your sitting bones. So you want to lift your bum up and actually literally sit on your sitting bones. The reason that I'm asking you to do that is, once you do that, your spine automatically becomes straight. Okay, so you don't want to warm up with a back that looks like this, because then you look like Hunchback of Notre Dame. You want to be straight up. Okay, now from here, you're going to point your feet downwards. Okay, like that. Now when you point, you'll feel a stretch from here. Now when you really flex your feet, okay, you'll feel that stretch from your hamstrings all the way till your ankles. Okay, so really flex. So point and flex and point and flex. Now for people who are finding it hard to sit straight, you're allowed to put your hands down for support to help you get the strength to sit straight while you do your points and flex. Okay, so here's a little tip to help you get better at this stretch. Use your hands for support so that your back doesn't drop. Now once you've got this in place, what you can do to start building that strength is to point your feet, lift it up, drop it down, point the other foot, lift it up, drop it down. Okay, and then you can do that 4 to 8 times. After you've done that, don't forget to rotate your ankles to finish off this stretch. So you're going to point both your feet, turn them both outwards. As you turn them, you're really going to flex. Rotate them back. So now you're in a complete flex. And then you're going to point. So you can do this 4 to 8 times. Okay? And then don't forget to reverse it. So flex, rotate outwards, point, flex, rotate outwards, point, and so on and so forth for 8 counts. Okay? So you've done all these basic stretches. So don't forget, before you hit the dance floor, very important, warm up your body. If you don't have your body, you can't dance. So your body is your temple. I'm sure you've heard the whole world say that, and it is true. So take care of your body so you can dance to your heart's content every day, whenever, whatever time of the day. Yeah, just don't forget to warm up. Hey everyone, so I hope you enjoyed watching this video. More than enjoying it, I hope you learned something today from us here at SIFF Young Artiste. I've had a blast teaching you. So if you've had fun, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can be the first to get new updates on whatever new content that we put out there just for you. So don't forget, keep dancing, Please come back to learn with me because I'm having so much fun teaching you, and I'll see you at our next class.